other than that, like, they're all really capable players
Yeah.
that just don't normally get this national level exposure.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm seeing all these new names for the first time, except for Fluffy because he was another Game & Watch.
Uh-huh.
And just like, oh yeah, these guys are all actually really nice. Like, all of them would body me
Yeah.
in bracket. Like, I'm digging it.
And a lot of the time you can tell who's been to like just a bunch of tournaments in general and who are more the local players. Most of the time because there are some states that just don't get matchups very often.
Yeah.
Like, I can tell you for a fact, coming from Chicago, no one plays Olimar. No one plays Olimar, dude. So I come here to like Smash and Splash and I see people like Myron play Olimar and Ethanfo, and it's just like, what does this character do? and Peach was another one for a long time that I didn't know what they did. So it's just a matchup thing sometimes at this level.
So this is interesting because Navi, we got ourselves another Rob, and we have here that GoMAN is a Cloud main.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's just going Chrom for like the button check or if he's gonna just go Chrom entirely. It makes sense to me, just kind of. I feel like Chrom would be a little bit more consistent against Rob, because otherwise, like, you need to be able to find the time to get limit if you want to be able to recover well. And in terms of being able to like put pressure on opponents, I think Chrom does a better job of that than Cloud does. Like, Chrom actually gets to dance on shields a bit, whereas Cloud, like, he has his safe back air as a poking tool, but like that's it. Like, he has to rely on that, and otherwise he might get zoned out by some other things.
Yeah. And yeah, it's going to be interesting. I was saying a little bit last game. Rob, projectile heavy character, but he's a projectile character that doesn't really plan to camp you out. He's a projectile character that plans to utilize those projectiles to be able to get in. Very slowly, charge gyro, charge beam, short hop next to you while you're trying to block all of those, and then hit you with a nair or something like that.
Yeah, or even worse, like if Rob manages to grab you, right?
Oh yeah, worst case scenario.
He actually feels like a grappler that has like a zoner special kit.
Now, even though Chrom does in fact have a counter, I still think a matchup like this can be relatively difficult for someone who just doesn't have a projectile of their own, but then you remember the fact that once Chrom gets in, you probably are just going to die.
Oh yeah, he dismantles robots for fun, and he doesn't even know what a robot is.
Yeah, dude, he's from Fire Emblem. He's too busy fighting dragons.
And he's stupid by Fire Emblem standards too. Like, oh my god!
That was so perfectly timed. I mean, that's something that just comes from experience, knowing exactly when Ether reaches the top of its peak and when to actually go for the down air spike. Whatever character you might be playing, that's just knowledge right there. That's just straight up skill, being able to accurately time that.
Yeah, because like even though the spin itself doesn't have a hitbox to it, you still need to jump up and start the down air before he's even up there in order to get that. But I mean, that being said, GoMan's not in that bad of a situation. Chrom can kill people at triple digits pretty straightforwardly. If he can like even land an F tilt near the ledge, he will put Navi in a really tough spot. But Navi's doing a solid job of just avoiding it entirely. He's just kind of avoiding being on the ground as GoMan at the same time. And relying on his aerials to like open him up, and then he starts looking for combos.
And it's scary as Chrom, too, finally able to get the kill there. It's scary as Chrom, too, because you know that you're at 71% right now, and any little move is going to knock you off stage. You know what the worst place to be in this matchup is if you're Chrom? Off stage.
Yeah.
Good luck getting back, as we saw before with him trying to recover with Ether.
And GoMan playing really conservatively now too, right? We're not seeing him going for rushdown like we anticipated earlier, and I think that's him playing to that percent. He's waiting for Navi to come in and trying to use his own disjoint to beat out these approaches straight up.
Now, I will say this, we did start on Battlefield, and usually when it comes to Battlefield, everybody just immediately goes, oh, Sorties definitely win there. But Rob's unique approach to the game, and like we said before, how he likes to commit, actually move into a battle with utilizing all these his projectiles. Does that? My goodness, he hit it again. Does that do the platforms actually work a little better for Rob in this case?
I could see it just kind of helping both of them more equally, right? Like, I haven't seen anybody run away with like platform advantage more so than the other guy. Because like, yeah, we have Navi like poking through with nairs and up airs, and we also kind of see similar things from GoMan when he's able to find those up airs to the plats. This is really similar to how the previous stock started between these two guys. Oh, but the back air doesn't come together. Navi managing to get out.
Yeah, and just like that, you were so close to being able to take away a stock, and now you have to try to actually get in on Rob again. He's just going to keep chip damaging away, making sure that you don't get that opportunity.
You know, one thing that I'd like to see from GoMan, if he does lose this game, I want to see him take Navi to a shorter side blast on stage as his counter pick, because Navi has been so consistent lining up those down airs that a shorter side blast zone wouldn't hurt GoMan at all, but would mean he gets to kill Navi sooner.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised he didn't go for down throw right there, but it's going to show me why. Rotor Arms coming out and being able to take out GoMan.
The fact that he went, Navi like knew that he hasn't tried air dodge yet. Instead of worrying about lining up my down air, let me immediately think about lining up my rotor instead.
Yeah.
That was nice.
And this is something that's a little easier said than done when you're playing Chrom, but how do you mix up recovery? Because the whole reason Rotor Arms hit right there is because who's the Rob? I forgot. Navi.
GoMan is the Chrom.
Yeah, Navi, not the Rob.
Oh, the Rob. Yeah, Navi is the Rob.
Navi, he knew that GoMan was going to go low again because he went low every single time. So he knew all he had to do was drop down with Rotor Arms and he was going to hit him because what else do you do? You have to like either air dodge high or recover low.
Yeah. It's kind of important though to like at that percent, like 100%, yeah, like air dodge is going to get punished with a kill, but like at the lower percents, air dodging high is actually really important because you keep getting your air dodge back every time you're hit. But if you use your double jump at all too early as Chrom, that's when you're in a really tough situation.
Yeah, and not only are you in a tough situation, that's when you know immediately as a character like Rob who doesn't have to worry about recovering or getting back to stage, you go full force. Just go right after him.
He just flies out there. Like
Rob could literally circle around the whole stage, dude. Don't use your double jump. Just always save it.
We do have Town as the counter pick by GoMan, which I find kind of surprising from similar reasons, but I'm going to guess that he wants just more stage space to run around with because Chrom's mobility is so good.
Ooh,
wow.
Okay. All right.
As far as counterplay goes, that's actually really smart because GoMan was like, Navi has almost always gone for the down air in this spot, so if I, quote, miss space my soaring slash, I will kill him, and I was going to die anyway.
Yeah, very well done. You'll take those trades 9 times out of 10, especially if everything's going to go back to even afterwards. And you know what? GoMan is taking advantage of the more space that Town does provide. Having to go to Battlefield first time around, it proved advantageous more for Rob in that situation, being able to utilize those platforms to put his projectiles in check and make sure that GoMan couldn't approach. And now he's just sort of being able to run around free because Chrom's pretty fast, man.
Yeah. I mean, that's ultimately what stage space rewards. Like, people look to it as like, oh yeah, big stages help campers, and that can be true, but the faster character is the one that really enjoys this, because a character that's cornered, they're all the same speed at that point. So if you can avoid being cornered for a long period of time, you're the one with a huge advantage in neutral. No, oh, man!
Man, this dude has read every single book on Ether. He knows when it's coming out, how to punish it, how to make sure you checkmate it off stage. I mean, this guy, he knows everything, man.
This is me making the boldest player history read, but I want to say at some point in Navi's life, like soaring slash ruined his day, and he's just like, never again.
Dude, if that was his goal, I think he's accomplished it. Off stage once again.
Very high recovery here, but it's so hard to then land right on Chrom. He is like the 6th or 7th fastest runner in the game.
Yeah, not to mention the fact that also just as a sortie in general, Chrom has a pretty easy time juggling. So actually being able to touch down on the stage, especially if GoMan starts reading what options you start doing in the air, that can be pretty difficult to actually touch down as Rob once you've got yourself into the atmosphere.
Yeah. Still very close though, both characters at last stock, pretty comparable percents. It's really a matter of like who's at the corner more often, and like GoMan right now being knocked off stage. Oh wow, I wasn't even sure where he was gonna land there.
That's one thing Chroms really have to recognize too, exactly how far Ether goes up, whether or not they're going to land on a platform that's just barely off stage, whether they're going to actually be able to make it back to the ledge. That stuff you really have to lab as well.
Jab being such good in the corner, especially considering how scary it would be to jump preemptively by Navi and being caught by GoMan, but instead, oh, the back throw not quite enough, setting up another edge guard.
I'm actually a little surprised he didn't just go for down throw.
Yeah.
Nair off stage, because now, if GoMan gets back to stage, I was going to say a little earlier, Navi having the, I thought Navi had the, okay, he was able to get the Nair.
Yeah.
That was scary though, because there was a moment where Navi had barely a little percent lead over Chrom, and that's, once again, I was talking about it earlier, that's the percent you really got to be careful about if you're Chrom, because that